What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? This is Railfan Studios, and I'm back again with another Minecraft tutorial. And today I'll be showing you guys how to build the Hagerstown and Frederick freight motor cable car number 5. Now, this is a freight motor trolley car built for the Hagerstown and Frederick Railway, also known as the H&F. This trolley car, or should I say freight motor, I guess, for now on, was built in 1920 when the railroad used to operate, and it accommodated for small freight duties along the short line of the H&F, and was retired a year after the railroad's closure in 1954. In other words, this thing was retired in 1955 and actually is preserved in Thurmont, Maryland, which on several occasions when I go down there, I mostly come by this thing, however, but not in this fancy state with, you know, the small pantograph right there and the plow and whatnot. I mean, it's kind of like a prop by today's standards. I mean, the preservation appearance for this engine isn't really the best, but I'll say, though, it does still look pretty cool, and actually is one of 4 surviving examples of the original locomotives that used to serve the H&F, and this is specifically one of them. And this is another build I don't see anyone try to do in Minecraft, and I think that is for a pretty obvious reason. I think it's because that this railroad is a bit too forlorn to most people. The H&F is basically like a Maryland exclusive short line railroad, with a few of its lines going into Shady Grove, Pennsylvania. And there was at one point a plan for them to extend some of their services to Brunswick, but that ended up not being the case, likely because of them being more highly dependent on profits and having money on hand in case if they needed to repair locomotives, either if they broke down or derailed on the line. But anyway, so with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and dive right on into this one. This is actually, again, another build that I don't see anyone try, likely because of the railroad that this thing once served is very forlorn and doesn't know much about the history for this engine. But I do think that this is one of the more unique ones, and albeit my design is not perfect compared to the real-life design, but like I said in the previous build where I built the Baltimore, Ohio I-5D cupola caboose, the second one that is right underneath the first one over there, builds in Minecraft are really not perfect, so don't expect any perfection with this one. But I try to make it as realistic as possible. So with that all being said, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and dive on into it. So we're going to start by laying down the groundwork for the build, and I'm not going to pull out stuff in the chest because I found that part being a bit too time consuming. So anyway, so here's the materials that you're going to need. So you're going to need dark oak slab, fence gate, gray concrete, iron bars, spruce trapdoor, black terracotta, hopper, polished deep slate slab, and then polished blackstone slab, polished tough stairs, and dark prismarine slab. Alright, so that's basically going to be the groundwork materials that we're going to need for this build, and I will switch out the materials once we move on to the overall structure, but for now we'll be focusing on the groundwork. So we're going to start over here. So we're going to start by taking out our dark oak fence gate, and we're going to place it above the tracks like this. Again, you could place it right here, but for the sake of this build, I'm going to be building it right here. Oh no, that was not what was supposed to happen. And then a dark oak slab right here. Usually these are always the first 2 blocks that starts the build, usually. Then we're going to take out gray concrete, and we're going to place one right here. And we're going to make it so it is 21 blocks long. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and 21. Then do the exact same things we did on the other side. Place a dark oak slab right here, and then a fence gate underneath that. So that would basically be the air hose and Janie coupler. All right. Then we're going to go on to the other sides, and we're going to repeat the process of making 21 blocks long on either side now. So we're going to repeat that process 2 more times, one on each side like this. Had a hard time comprehending it in the B&O build, but that's alright. Anyway, so once we have that, should look like this. So you should have a 3x21 rectangle, which is the basic foundation. Okay. And then underneath the rectangle that we've made, we're going to place iron bars underneath it, and it's going to span 5 blocks wide, 3 within the middle and 2 extruding outwards, 1 on each side, just like this. Just like that. And then we're going to take out spruce trapdoors. I'm going to place 2 on each side like this. And I guess if you want to, you can do it something like this, you know, like where it's kind of like this. But for the sake of this build, I want it to be just like the one I made right there. But you can do this if you want. But for the sake of this build, I'll abide to my own take still. Alright, so now once you have that completed, we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Adding the iron bars here. So this is basically going to be like the cow catcher, I guess. As well as being more of a step, I guess, for the front. In case they were doing any shunting duties, I guess. Alright. So you should have this completed once you have both them on each end. And then we're going to make the bogies here. Now, in preservation, they have these things preserved with journal box roller bearings, but this is actually what they have here, so I'll show you guys how to do it. This is actually my first time building trucks like that, I'll tell you that right now. So we're going to take out terracotta, sorry, and we're going to place one right here, skip 2 anvils, I guess, and then place another right there, and do the same thing on the other side. Place one right here, skip 2, and place another right here. And then right here we'll have a dark oak fence gate placed right here, and another one right here. Oh my goodness. I swear, these days, stuff like this just happens for some reason. Okay, how about this? We'll do kind of like this. Oh yeah, that's alright, that's a lot more better. Then once you have that completed, we're going to take out polished, actually this calls for the blackstone slab. Alright, we don't need these anymore, so we can just pretty much get rid of those. So you have to substitute those for these ones. So now take a polished blackstone slab, and you're going to place a 3x2 rectangle like this, and then we're going to place hoppers on each end, but I'll focus on this side for now. And then for the spaces in between, whoa, that was not what I was supposed to do, you're going to place polished tough stairs facing each other front to front. Not a really common saying, I guess, but honestly, guess it ain't totally wrong to say it like that, I guess. So, like I'm showing here, do the exact same thing on the other end. Wait, let me see if I'm missing anything. I don't think I am. And no, I'm not missing anything. Alright, so once you have that completed, we're going to do the exact same thing to the other side. And for your information, guys, by the way, basically just have it like a block spaced from the iron bars here, from the cow catcher. Otherwise, it is going to, otherwise the iron bars are going to connect to the terracotta, and that's a really nasty touch. So just try your best to avoid that, because otherwise it's going to look really nasty when they're both connected to each other. But anyway, so once you have that completed, we're going to do the exact same thing on the other side. So have it a block spaced from the iron bars, like I said. So you should have this completed once you are done with the other truck on the other side. And like I said, keep it a block spaced from this, otherwise it will go connecting to the iron bars like this. It's a pretty nasty thing. So again, try your best to avoid that the best you can. And then we're going to go on to, I guess we're going to go onto the sides here, and we're going to place dark prismarine slab, and this is going to go all the way across on each side, on the bottom and the top sides, with dark prismarine slab. And on the other side, do the exact same thing. Okay. Whoa, that was not what was supposed to happen. Alright, so now, once you're done with that, you are going to find a oh, I am sorry about that, guys. I did not mean to kick the tripod sitting right there. Anyway, so what you're going to do is that you're going to count towards the middle here. So I'll place the slab here to indicate exactly where it is. But to make sure exactly where it is at, it's basically right here. Place 3 more underneath it, which will basically form a block like this. Yeah, notice how I broke it like that? It indicates it's a whole block, which means it gets rid of it as a whole. So now on the other side, we're going to do the exact same thing. And I hope I'm getting that right. Yeah. Alright, so now with that completed, I think that is just about all the groundwork set up here. I know we have all the undercarriage detailing and whatnot, but like in the previous video where I did the B&O caboose right there, we'll be saving all of that for the details, but until then though, we'll leave it as such for right now, and we will move on with the overall structure of the engine. So I'll be right back with the materials, and we'll get crack-a-lackin' with the second part of the build, the overall structure. Alright guys, I am back, and now, since I got the materials for the overall structure of the locomotive, we can go ahead and get started. So we're going to go ahead and start over here on the side here, and we're going to place green terracotta right here, and we're going to make it so it goes right here before the 3 middle blocks hanging down. So it will be like this. Alright, and we're going to repeat that process 4 more times. So that one right there is 2, this right here is 3, and 1 more. This is 4 right here. Alright, and then on each of these, we are going to place out birch planks, and we're going to make that so it is 7 blocks long. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then add another row of that, so it's a 2x7. And just like the last one, we will also be doing this again 4 more times, and I don't think it's a process that I should skip ahead, actually, because I think it's pretty imperative that we have it in the video. Alright, so now once we have that done, we're going to go to the front here, and we're going to place what is that, mangrove planks right here. We're going to place one right here and on the other corners like this. Okay, and then we're going to make then we're going to place a block of concrete right here, and then 2 above these 2 blocks like this. And we're going to do the exact same thing to the other side. So there's a lot of repetition in this build so far. Really symmetric. Really, really symmetric. Just like that. Alright, then we're going to go over here, and we're going to place 1 piece of gray terracotta on the side. We're going to take out birch slab, and we're going to place it right here. So that's basically going to be our number 5. And I know we got this thing, but we'll solve that later on once we get to that. Now on the other side, we're going to do the exact same thing. And you can place a birch plank block here if you want, but for the sake of this build, I'm going with the birch slab right there. So we're going to take out bamboo slab right here, like the previous one as we did with the terracotta. We're going to place one right here, and another one right here, and then a polished black stone slab right here in the middle. So that's basically going to be like the caution tape, I guess, for the front. Although this pattern repeats itself several times, though. But like I'm going to say, though, Minecraft is not perfect when it comes to emulating builds like this from real life into this. That probably did not make any sense. Anyway, so yeah, on the other side, we're going to do the exact same thing, and I already did that. Ignore that message right there. That is one of my brother's friends who, like I said from the previous video, plays on the same account I'm using for this video here. So just ignore that as much as you can, okay? Oh my god. Anyways, I'm just going to ignore those. Anyways, moving right along, we are going to go now over here. And we'll focus on the front now. So what we're going to do here is that we are going to, okay, so what we're going to do is that we're going to go over here, and we're going to place a black stained glass pane right here. And then we're going to connect that with a sandstone wall, like this. Then another black stained glass pane, and then another sandstone wall, and then another black stained glass pane, just like that. Alright, and I guess within here that wall goes in another time as well, so we'll do that right here, just like this, but here we'll be placing the black concrete. And I guess we'll place them right here like this, so that way you don't really see the interior that much. I don't think you will, though, with the roof that we'll apply on pretty soon. Anyway, so once you have that completed, we're going to do the exact same thing, and we're going to do it to the other side. So I'm going to go ahead and skip ahead for this, but you all know what to do. So again, just like on this side as well, pretty much the same thing. Just copy exactly what I did from the other side and do the exact same thing on the other side once you have that done. So once you have that completed, it should look like this on this end here. And now what we're going to do is that we're going to focus on the center door right here. So we're going to go ahead and go over here, and we're going to take out birch planks right here. We're going to place them here in the middle, and we're going to make a 3x3 square in the middle like this. Just like that. Alright. Then, we're going to place dark burst marine stairs right here. And we're gonna make it so it looks like this. Then place a slab on top of it like this. And then we have is another, then we have birch stairs on top of it, which are gonna look like this. Which should look like, alright. We all make mistakes, and trust me, it's happening quite a bit. Anyways, we're going to take out birch planks, and I guess you can fill them in like this, so that way we have more of a unique effect when it... Yeah, like this. This is the unique effect that I'm talking about exactly. So yeah, it's basically kind of like an X shape right here, although I think there's like 2 X shapes in this one regardless, though. But I still think... Okay, never mind. Okay, I apparently had no idea that I made a big screw up right there, and you're actually going to place a birch slab right there. They almost look exactly identical. Well, my bad, ladies and gentlemen. Anyways, So now once you have that completed, we're going to do the exact same thing on the other half with the same detail that abides with each example. I'm going to place them on top of each other this time. So I don't have to worry about that no more. Anyway, so now once we have that, should go like that. And then place birch planks right here like this. Alright, so you should have this on both ends once you have them completed. Alright, and then we are going to focus on making the roof now. So I'll be right back with the materials, but I don't think this should be a whole lot to go down once we get to all that stuff. But anyways, I'll be right back with the materials. Alright guys, so I'm back, and now we're going to go ahead and start working on the roof. So to start this part of the build, we're going to take out dark prismarine slab, and we're basically going to make an outline for the roof. So it's going to basically be like this, right here. So that way it kind of like covers up some of the detail here. Yeah, like this. So now once you have that completed, we're going to go on the sides all the way across until we reach here. And then we'll do the exact same thing on the other side right here. Just like that. Alright? And then make what I like to say... Never mind. I was going to say an M piece, but that looks nothing like an M though. But anyways, so you should have this outline completed now. Alright. Now, once you have that completed, we're going to go over here onto the roof, and we're going to take out deep slate tile here, and we are going to go over here to the front, and we're going to place them right here, even though this is basically like a block here. I mean, you can use blocks of it too if you want. But anyways, so once you have that done, we're going to make another deep slate tile block right there, and then just about actually, yeah, I guess you can remove that block basically to accommodate this one, because we'll be placing a dark oak fence gate right there, and it will be opening up in this direction. So that's going to basically be the horns for our locomotive. Alright, now once you have that completed, we're going to take out deep slate tile stairs, and we're going to place them on the sides like this, as well as a few of these examples on the sides like this. Okay, there we go. Alright, so now once you have that completed, we are going to do the exact same thing on the other side, except the only difference is that we're not going to include this fence gate onto the other side. And there is no reflection to this, just so everybody knows. So over here, we'll place some deep slate tile blocks like this. I recommend just using the deep slate tile blocks basically, but for this I'm just gonna abide from what I have here and just use the slabs just to make myself the blocks anyway. At this point, I really don't care, so we're just gonna rough it, I guess, when it comes to building it, I guess. Alright, now once you have that completed, now we're going to do the task of basically ignore that once again. My god, this has been a lot more worse this time around with him to just do that. We're going to fill in this whole entire roof with a deep slate tile slab. So we're going to go along the sides here like this, and I want to make sure I'm not messing anything up. But now I did pretty good, so once you have that, it should look like this. And now once we have that done, we are going to go up here, and just about 2 blocks to the right, from the center on this side here, we're going to skip 2, so 1, 2, and then place 2 more slabs on top of that, and then do the same thing on the other side. So skip 2 blocks in here, 1, 2, but this time you're doing it to the left. And then the third and fourth blocks, you're going to place a slab right there. Okay, so now once you have that completed, I think this is where we start focusing on making the detail, because we pretty much focused on making the overall structure of the locomotive, like the overall basic structure of it that you all basically need to know. So now with that being said, it's time for us to dive into the details. So I'll be right back with the materials for the details that we'll be needing, and we'll get straight on into it. Alright folks, so I have now returned, and let's go ahead and continue on with the build with the details now. So let's go ahead and start here up the top like we continued on from last time. We're just going to carry off from where we had. And we're going to start by taking out chains, and we're going to place it here, facing in a horizontal position like so. And we're going to make it so it goes 8 blocks long. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And then we're going to place a heavy core right here. Very expensive block. Very expensive block, I know. But it's the best one I got, basically. So I guess you could say it's more of like a little tiny pentagraph right there. Anyway, so once we have that, we're going to do the exact same thing on the other side by making 8 right here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then I have a core right here. Come on, there we go. Alright, so now once we have that, we're going to go to the middle where this slab is sticking out from the door that we've just made. And we're going to place a chain facing horizontally right here. And I guess if you want to be fancy, you could have this back one raised up just a bit. But I'm just going to keep them flat for the sake of this build here, because I'm not going to be too fancy with this one, let's be real. Anyways, we're going to go ahead and take out mangrove trapdoor, and we're going to place it right here, just like so. We're going to close it up like this. Do the exact same thing on the other side here. I'll skip ahead once we get to the other side though, because I'm not going to waste all the video on that. Anyways, we're going to place birch trapdoors, and we're also going to close them up like this. Just like this. So this is basically going to be like the door for the mangrove stuff. Well, this is basically birch on one side, and then the windows here on the other here. Instead of the windows basically trying to get more of that like 360 effect, or maybe the 90-degree effect, because that's basically like a quadrant of a circle, I guess, if you were to call it that. Anyways, so now once we have that done, we're going to go over here to the other side, and we're going to do the exact same thing. So once you have that completed, you should have this on either end, like this. Okay, and then we're going to go over to this part here where this button is, the bamboo button. We can get rid of the heavy core, we don't need that anymore. And just a block space to the right, we're going to place a bamboo button here, so that's going to be the 5 labeled here on the side. And then on the other side, we're going to, oh wait. Did I actually do this on the other side? Okay, well apparently not, but anyways, so for the sake of this build, we'll just place it on the other side here anyway. I guess facing either direction basically means that the 5 will be on each direction, though I didn't think I intended to place it right there, and for kind of just to place right there, but no, well, it doesn't matter. You can put them on each end, it doesn't matter, but I'm going to leave it as such, as of for right now. Anyways, then we're going to go over here to the front, and we're going to, or the back and front, I should say. And we're going to place a waxed copper chain right here in the middle. And we're going to make sure it's facing horizontally like this. So it's basically going to be like the handlebars right here. And like I said in the previous video when I showcased these things, use the waxed coppers materials, because otherwise it will oxidize and will turn turquoise, and that will ruin the aesthetic of the build. So do not use just ordinary copper material like this, and just use the wax stuff, so that way stuff like that can be prevented and doesn't happen. Then we're going to place green stained glass paint, and we're going to place it underneath the bottom parts of the black stained glass pane on each end of the side here. Or this end, I should say. And on the other side, we're going to do the exact same thing. Alright, looking rather prestigious, this build is. And then we're going to go over here, and we're going to place ourselves the lamp. Apparently, I think from the photo I used for reference it had 2, but I only placed 1, but that's alright. We don't need all that detail. So we're going to place a glow item frame, and we're going to place a... Wait, how do you say that? Okire frog? I have no idea how you say that. But whatever it said, you're going to place it in the glow item frame like that. So it gives it a bit of a 3D effect right there. I do not like how it's extruding out from the back, though. Why does this dude keep on messaging? Oh my god, this has to be the worst this dude has ever been. Anyway, so on the other side, do the exact same thing. So like this, you should have it like this. There was no point for me to repeat that twice, though. Anyways, so now we're going to go to where the door is, and we're going to take out our wax copper chain again. And on the side of the door, we're going to place one right here, and we're going to make it so it is 2 blocks tall, like this. So that's going to basically be the railing, like so. And on the other side, we're going to do the exact same thing, but it will be reflected. And I did look it up, by the way. It is true that it is considered symmetrical if stuff is reflected. It's only considered asymmetrical when it's not really the same length, or, if anything else, that makes it congruent, geometrically speaking. But yeah, this build has been quite symmetrical so far, and except all this stuff has been reflected, basically. A lot of transformations going on, I'd say, specifically with reflections. Alright, anyways, so now we're going to go on to the sides of our trucks. And we're going to place iron chain, which I think they've recently just called it as such, iron chains like this. And we're going to make it so it is 5 blocks long. So 1, 2, and then 3, 4, 5. And we're going to have a chain that will extend a block outwards. And on the other side, we're going to do the same thing, but reflected to the other truck. So we'll be kind of like this. Like so. Alright. So now once you have that completed, it should look like this. Now, once we have that completed, I think it is time we focus on making the undercarriage details here. So here is how to do that specifically. So we're going to take out dark oak trapdoor, and we're going to place it right here where the space is between the truck and the iron bars right here. And I'll try to do the same thing like this. Then in the middle, in between those two trucks, we're going to extend this all the way across. Make sure you don't open it like I did, because that was a bad mistake on my end. Then we're going to take out polished deep slate slab, and we're going to skip 2 blocks after the truck here. So 1, 2. Then the 3rd and 4th blocks, we're going to place 2 polished deep slate slabs right here. And then we're going to place 2 more on the other side once you skip 2 more. Then on the other side, whoa, we're going to place another set of 2 right here, but we're only going to place one right there on that side. Okay. Apparently it's going to be a bit more close to it like this, so alright. So anyways, so once you have that completed, it should look like this now. Then we're going to take out is, wait a second, is that, okay, yeah, that's right. I wanted to make sure that was not incorrect, basically, and I kind of just got away with doing something that I probably should have not kept in the build. But it's fine, though. Anyways, we're going to place a bamboo stairs. We're going to place it right here on this block here on the door entrance. Then on the other side, we're going to do the exact same thing. So it's going to be connected like this. Okay, so now once you have that completed, I think, can work on the lanterns. We'll take out the lanterns and the wax oxidized copper lantern. So like I said in the previous build, you're going to need a command, the cheat command for this one, in other words, the give command. You should have cheats enabled for you to have it possible to access this block, as it is only accessed through this command respectively. But anyway, so we're going to place a barrier block here on the side of this black stained glass pane, and then place another on this side, and then place a wax oxidized copper lantern on each end of that, just like so. And then we're going to do the same thing on the other side, but we'll have a variation of lanterns. We'll just have normal lanterns going here on the back like this. Okay, so once you have that completed, it should look like this. And the last thing that we need to do is that we need to make ourselves the banner associated with this one. So I'll be right back with the materials to show you how to make this banner. And that should be everything for the build. Alright guys, so the last touches that we need for the build is the banners associated with the doors. So here's what that banner looks like right here. And you may actually notice it bears a similar resemblance to the one I used for the B&O i5D, except the colors are inverted to different places. So here is how to make that specifically. So I'm going to place it right here so you guys know how to do it. So we're going to start by having a gray or a black banner right here. And then we're going to make a gray bend sinister right here to make the reflection, or more of the shine I should say, of the window. And then we're going to place red dye, and we're going to use it for 2 patterns. So the first of these patterns is going to be a border, and then the other one is going to be a fess in the middle where it divides both of the tops, and the top and the bottom I should say. And then we're going to place green dye, I cannot speak, and we're going to place, and we're going to do a per fess inverted for this one. So you should have this one completed. So let's go ahead and go over here, and where this mangrove block is, we're going to place the banners right there. So this will be our final touches to this build. Like so. Now, that is it. That sums up the build, ladies and gentlemen. That is how you build the H&F Freight Motor Cable Car number 5 in Minecraft. I hope you all watching this video have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you all next time for another brand new video. This is Railfan Studios, signing off. Catch you all later, everyone.